we are going to be flipping brand new pieces of furniture that we bought at auction to see if we can make a $1,000 profit in our spare time.
One of Sarah's favorite things to do in her spare time is browse auction sites for furniture. And last week she came across 7 different pieces of furniture that she won for $225. So today we're gonna assemble it all and list it and sell it and see if we can make a $1,000 profit.
Let's go. All right, so we are starting with this piece down here. It has no instructions, so it might take us a bit. It does have all the screws, it looks like, though. It is 721, if you can see that. So, let's see how long this takes us. 8:02.
So that took us 41 minutes.
Yeah. Pretty
41
good
minutes.
for
41
no
minutes.
Instructions and no pictures. On to the next.
Auction stools. See how they are? I think these ones are brand new, aren't they? Yeah,
Yes.
they must be. Yeah.
I think we paid $27 for these 2 chairs.
Cane. Very nice, very nice.
Oh, so good.
It's a nice burnt color too.
That's so pretty.
Okay, so we just took the chairs out, and in the bottom of the package, the screw packet has been opened. Not a good sign, but so they're just all loose in here. Hopefully we have them all. We'll see.
What? Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The bar stool.
Whoa.
It's pretty cool looking.
It's gorgeous. So we are 3 screws short. So we are finished, sort of, but we have to go to Lowe's to get the other 3.
So when I was unwrapping this piece, I found 2 of our 3 missing screws. We're actually only missing 1 screw, so we'll be able to put all this together and stage it before I go find that last screw. So pretty sweet.
But one thing we did realize is that these are super tall, taller than they were described in the ad, which means that they are meant for like a bar counter rather than just a counter like we have back here. So it'll be a little bit harder to sell because they're less desirable, I think, because of how tall they are. So this is our 3rd one. We also don't have instructions for this one. So it's gonna be a little more intense because there's drawers. This is gonna be a hard one. So we're gonna turn on some TV and just hang out and put it together. Before we get any further in today's video, we wanted to talk about today's video sponsor, Gendome.
Gendome just released the Gendome Home 3000, which is a 3,000 watt-hour home power station.
This thing is an absolute beast of a machine, and it gives us so much peace during the winter months as we often lose power here in Michigan.
This massive power station has an electric vehicle grade LFP battery, which means it can charge up to 80% in 1 hour and still maintains battery integrity after 6,500 charge cycles.
The Gendome Home 3000 can power up to 17 devices at once. So if you have a big family, there's room for everybody.
Charging party.
Charging party.
The Gendome Home 3000 can actually help you reduce your electricity bill by using a charging time schedule function. You can set the device to only charge during off-peak hours at your area to reduce your electricity bill. Also, you can charge this thing by solar panel or wind power, which is free 24/7. One of my favorite things about the Gendome system is actually this. This is a 200 watt solar panel. Can you believe it? Check it out. And it's flexible, so you can put it on the hood of your car, really anywhere, and charge. This thing's also going to be great for when we take our Airstream camping off-grid because it actually has a 220 volt plug for campers on the outside.
The Gendome Home 3000 is also integrated with the latest tech, which allows you to monitor the battery, adjust charging speed, usage history, and recharge cycles. You can even connect the Gendome Home 3000 to your Alexa or Google Home.
So we highly recommend the Gendome Home 3000 if you're in the market for a home power station. So we'll leave the link below so you can go check it out. Let's get back into the video.
All right, so next we are going to be staging our pieces that we put together last night. We're going to be using this wall because it's nicely lit and it just looks good. So we are going to be moving this furniture out and moving the furniture we put together in and taking a really nice photo of it and posting it on Facebook Marketplace.
This was a Christmas present. Added it to our Ryobi arsenal, and it actually works really great. So we're gonna link this below if you're interested. It's awesome. You just swap the battery out, put a new one in. All right, so this first piece is actually the one that took us the longest to assemble last night. It took us a little bit over an hour and a half. There was no instructions, and there was just like, we had to build out the drawers, which took some extra time, stuff like that. But it looks really nice. We just set it here in front of this well-lit area, put some books on it to sort of stage it. So we're just gonna take a nice photo and list it. This one retails for $320 on Wayfair, so we're hoping we can get maybe $150 for it at the low end. It's Saturday, so we're hoping to get this listed and sold today. So we won this piece at auction for $37. After fees and everything, it was $45. So even if we only sell this for $150, that's still a $100 profit for an hour and a half of work. So that's pretty good, but I'm hoping we can get closer to $200.
So this is our next piece. It's a little bit different style, but it's got that really trendy color wood. It's more like farmhouse style. These slide really nice. So it's a pretty unique TV stand. It retails for $225, I believe. And so we are gonna get it listed. I'm still hoping we can get $150 for this. We put it together, it's brand new, so that saves people time. I'm hoping that they see that value for sure. But this is definitely a really great piece for Marketplace. So when it comes to taking photos of your piece for Facebook Marketplace, photography is super important. You want people to feel like they can envision it in their own home. So that's why we actually assemble it and place it in our home so that they can envision it themselves. We clean up the area, get nice lighting. When I am taking pictures, I try to photograph all sides of it that I can. So I'll show the top, I'll open up doors and show like every piece of it because people will ultimately ask for that. So I just do it up front right away. And I also want to make sure I am including my measurements because that's important for people too. So I'm just trying to save my communication time later by including all of that in the listing. Another important part of Facebook Marketplace is actually using good keywords. So think of words that people might be typing into their description of what they're looking for. So they might be looking for a farmhouse style TV stand. So that's something that I could include in this one and that would show up right away for that kind of search.
All right, so we paid $35 for these two bar stools, including buyer's fees. Buyer's fees are what you pay at auction. That's how the auction makes money. So it was like $7 or something like that. But we just looked up the value for these two and they are $307 a piece. So there's like $614 MSRP here. So we're gonna list the pair for $300 and hopefully get that. That would be an amazing return for us. So we're super excited about that. We chose to put it in front of this green backdrop instead of our wallpaper, just because it's a little more simple. And then these colors kind of just match us a little bit better. So that's why we did that. So these are a little bit more of a niche item. It's not for everybody. The orange color is unique. And then they're also bar height. So they're not counter height. So that's gonna narrow down our buyer pool a little bit more as well. So we're gonna maybe have to sit on these a little bit longer, but it'll be worth the wait because these have a lot of value.
The party.
Thank you.
It's the decoration. We're there tomorrow.
She's helping too.
All right.
I'm ready to be done.
Me too. Last one now. Let's go. How long have we been at this now, you think?
I don't know, an hour and a half? This one I paid the most for. I think I paid $67 plus fees for this one, but it has the fireplace. And it's like a $400 TV stand. So I'm hoping it's worth it.
We have a problem. This TV stand is supposed to have a working fireplace in the front, an electric fireplace, but it's not working. I have heat and I have a spinning thing in here, but no lights. So...
Did it work when you tried it before we built it?
It did. I tried it. I plugged it in before we started assembling it, and it worked, and now it doesn't. So we got a big paperweight here. This basically has no value because it's not working. And then also these white panels in the back are also missing here. They're supposed to be here and here. So I think we wasted some money. And that's part of this business though. It's a risk. There is risk involved. So this was an L, but hopefully we have some other W's lined up. So it all averages out. Sad. Fortunately, we were able to sell the white dresser for $60, giving us a $10 loss. It could have been way worse.
All right, so we bought this dresser for $45 at auction. I saw the exact dresser being sold on Facebook Marketplace for $250, and it sold for that. So I'm hoping we can get at least that. Everything works really well. This one took us a bit to put together, but has nice drawers. It's definitely a really nice piece for somebody. The mid-century legs on this piece definitely give it a leg up, if you will, because everybody loves mid-century right now. So anything mid-century with these legs, I typically sell really quick, and I will always include that in my description.
It's a late night. It's a cold night out here in the garage. I have this piece of furniture behind me. We got it for next to nothing. It has a problem though. It's a $900 dresser, but one of the legs is broken here. I'll show you in a minute. But basically, I try to stand it up. So you can tell already, I'm sure, it's not supposed to be leaning like that. It's definitely like the leaning tower. It's supposed to be like that. That's straight up. So I'm going to try an old trick we used to use when we flip furniture a lot, and that is by putting new legs on these. So I got this leg from Lowe's. It was $11, I think. And what I'm going to do is put 2 of these in the back. So what I'm going to do is take my little Dremel oscillating tool here, and I'm going to cut this flat and flush at the bottom. You can see how there's kind of some rough edging there. I'm going to cut that flat, and then I'm going to put this leg I was showing you right here. I'm going to put this leg on the inside, and if my measurements are correct, this will hold it level and be barely noticeable. So that's kind of the goal, and if I can do that, this thing will look basically brand new. It's really nice wood. Attaching the dresser leg proved to be more difficult than I originally thought. I ended up having to use this scrap of plywood to provide additional support for the leg, but it ended up working out well. I just had to trim the leg down a little bit, and it looks great. Perfect match. Look at that. Nice. The dresser was extremely heavy, so we decided to just take a picture of it outside since it was a sunny day, and it ended up being just fine. Made sure to take pictures of all the flaws, and it ended up selling for $200 within 1 day. All right, so it's been about 5 days since we started assembling furniture, and
things are going pretty well, but it has definitely been a long week of putting together furniture, a lot of communication on Facebook. It has taken up quite a bit of our time, but we are doing really well with our numbers. We have 2 pieces left that we have not sold yet, but I'm confident that we will pretty quickly because I have a lot of saves on those items. I can go ahead and in my marketplace, I can see how many people have clicked on the item and how many people are saving it. So I know I have a lot of interest in those, and I have had people reach out as well, but no one has quite pulled the trigger on that. So I have the long dresser listed at $250. And I'm confident I can get that. And then I have the 2 bar stools also listed at $250, which those MSRP for $600. And I've had a lot of people interested in that, but again, haven't sold it yet. But I'm confident that we will at those numbers. We just are going to have to be a little patient.
Right.
So after we sell both of those pieces for $250, our estimated total sales is $1,120. But we do have to account for our cost of goods and some supplies that we had to buy, which equaled $250. So after we sell everything, our total profit will be about $870. Pretty good for a week spent at night of just assembling furniture, a few blisters on our hands while we're watching TV.
And as Sarah said, that was for about 2.5 nights of us after the girls went to bed, spending a couple hours working on the furniture, just building it. It was not too difficult of a process. We did
have a couple arguments along the way.
Yes.
We're not perfect.
That's very true.
So
when we got to the last piece and we were assembling it, there was a little bit of issues.
Little tension.
But we figured it out. Took nice pictures, made the pieces look their best, and made a good profit. Just wanted to make a quick note as I was editing that we ended up selling the dresser for $250 and still just have the stools to sell.
Our whole goal with this was just to show you guys another unique way to make money outside of a 9-to-5, even with brand new furniture. Online auctions are really unique because you don't actually have to leave your home to find items to resell. So thrifting, I think, is really fun, but it takes up a lot of time because you have to drive around all these thrift stores. You're kind of rummaging through. You have no idea what you're going to find or what you're going to see. With auctions, you can do it in the comfort of your own home on your computer while you're watching TV.
And there's a thrill in the auction as well.
Oh, for sure.
Sarah's kind of addicted to it. She likes the bidding process and that whole thing too. So it is fun.
There's a little competitive, so you got to be careful. You got to know, like, okay, I'm not going to spend over 40. Because there is like a gambling aspect to like, you want to like beat someone out, you know, and be like, oh. But so you got to be careful and not go over, because the bottom line is if you pay too much for a piece, there's no profit to be made. So you just got to be careful with that. So we have an auction site in our town. We actually have a few of them that gets this wholesale furniture and then puts it at auction every week for you to bid on. And so you likely might have one near you. So go ahead and just Google for auction sites near you and see what's out there.
There's lots of different types of auction sites, like automobiles, farm equipment, stuff like that. It is a little bit more tricky to find furniture ones. The one in our town is called Mad Cheetah that we use, but they're all over the place. So search Google and see if you can find them. Furniture flipping is how we got our start in reselling. It's the OG content on our channel. And so if you want to go check those out, we'll link a video and playlist here for you to do that. So thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye.